2-0 Man City, Wembley Stadium, the Carabao Cup Final. I've been very quiet since the final whistle. Very respectful. But we made a commitment to our viewers on episode 1, and Disputed doesn't take days off. I'm Nathan, she's Gloria, and she has something to say.
Well, this is especially hard for me, and that's not due to me not having any basis to have had the kind of confidence I had yesterday. Pretty much, Arsenal has played their best football, or rather shown some type of genuine strength in recent times, and City, as we all saw in the last few weeks, have been very down, and they haven't played well. And today was actually the first time they were going to win another game, where they didn't even have to concede in the last 4 or 5 games. So I'm kind of deflated. All hope is not lost. Actually more annoyed than, or rather, I'm actually more disappointed than annoyed. I'm not annoyed at the fact that Arsenal didn't win, but I'm disappointed because anyone can lose a final, but it's just how you lose the final. And the way we lost the final today made it that much more painful and much more disappointing. There was no commentator, no analyst in the last few weeks, or even in the week leading up to this game, that picked City to win this game. And there was actually reasons for believing that this is Arsenal's time. We got the depth in the squad. We got the reputation of our defense. We got at least up until today, we had one of the best midfields in the world. Yeah, the attack may not be as clicking, but we have been winning games based on the solidity of our defense. But today, it just looked like we had no clue. And there's enough blame from everybody, all the way from the manager, Arteta, to each and every player, maybe outside of Saliba and Gabriel to an extent, because he also had some nervous moments in this game. For me, when I woke up this morning, my confidence was slightly shattered because I saw the lineup and I didn't see Eberechi Eze. Also, I felt that maybe Timber was going to be well enough to start this game, but it wasn't even in the substitute bench. Initially, I thought Eze was on the substitute bench because I knew that he had pulled something, during the last Champions League game. But when I looked at our bench and I didn't see Eze, nor did I see Timber, I was like, wow. Because with Eze, you have the creativity and the moment. Eze being the moment player, and he has faced this same Manchester City. And I knew that with Eze not being on the pitch, the City team would have said, oh, that's one less player to worry about. Other than that, the player we brought in, Havertz, who at 7 minutes could have actually made a difference, finessed a ball that it should have been banging into the net, and he just hit it at the keeper. A keeper that, when you look at their keeper, even though I know James Trafford was brought in as a number 1, but it is a young keeper who had Nathan Ake in front of him. Can you imagine the nervousness for a young keeper? But he held strong. He saved 3 shots at some point. Let me not even get started with Bukayo Saka, because this is his worst game ever, in my opinion, for Arsenal Football Club. When you have the captain band, you should actually show a little bit of confidence, because every player is looking up to the captain to do something. And today, he just folded. He just folded under the pressure. He was actually responsible for the second goal, allowing O'Reilly to jump in front of him to get at that header. He didn't stay strong. He allowed O'Reilly, and he wasn't able to rally the crowd. So many players actually disappointed me today. I was looking for Declan Rice today, and I didn't see him. Why our players kept giving interviews throughout the week and telling us how much they wanted this final, but they went out there and none of them showed any type of belief that they could do anything other than the first 20 minutes in the game, where I know that City came into the game nervous and shocked, and immediately we missed that chance to go 1-0 up with that 7 minutes with Havertz not having taken that shot. I knew that it would be a long day, because now you could see City growing into the game. At some point, I was asking my son, I was like, is Czechie in this game? And he said he's playing. Because I didn't see Czechie for the first 20 minutes. And also the referee giving Nkapie a yellow card. Of course, it incapacitated him. And that wing was where Semenyo kept going. They kept launching their balls to that wing, and there was no help. I never saw any overlap from Ben White, which has been his trademark. I was a bit skeptical, but I was happy. I was like, oh yeah, well, if he wouldn't be able to defend, that would have his attacking verve. But none of that came to he didn't even show his attacking strength, and he didn't defend either. Let me now not start with Kepa. Kepa had the same kind of calamity when he was a Chelsea player. Why Arteta felt that today of all days, we've been looking for a trophy, no matter the color, no matter the type of trophy, just have something for the players to build belief on. He decided that, today is the best day that you give Kepa a chance. Meanwhile, remember, against Chelsea, he almost lost us the game. That was in the semi-finals. How in the world would you now say you are rewarding him for that silly game that he played against Chelsea with a final? Why are you playing on emotions? Emotions does not win you anything. What emotions does is what we got today, a 2-0 final defeat. Would it have been avoided? Very much so. Why did you not just bring Matt Damon? We didn't have any creativity whatsoever. And now, going back to the summer when we're all crying that why would you spend almost 50 million on Madueke? We saw it today. We saw it because he did not play with any type of timing. Timing is of the essence. Meanwhile, Arteta sent off Ethan Waneri away, another player that we could have called upon today to give us a bit of creativity. Honestly, I don't even know where to turn. Everywhere I turn, I see blame and fault with players not rising to the occasion. It saddens me because we've worked so hard to get to this point. When was the last time we got to a final? It's been 6 years, 6 long years. You know, we've been looking at these players, and we've been looking at them as, okay, somebody somewhere will stand up as a hero. But none of them, they all fell flat. Nobody. Now going back to what Aubameyang said some time ago, that Arteta does not like to get strong players in the camp, players that will challenge him. Today, it just laid bare that truly, look at the team. Which one of those players would have gone out of script to do something just out of what Arteta has directed them to do? None at all. None. Today, I looked back. Having criticized Martin Odegaard for so long, I looked around and I thought, oh my God, I wish Odegaard were here. At least he would have pressed. At least he would have found his teammate. We had no way of finding each other. Apart from 20 minutes into the game, no one was able to find his teammate. And then City started growing into the game. Immediately the halftime whistle went off. I was like, oh, thank God, halftime has gone. Arteta is going to take out Piero and bring Calafiori on, and also take out Trossard, who was a non-entity in that game. Trossard was also at fault for the first goal. I allowed that ball to have been put in for for O'Reilly to ignore him is beyond me. He was there, and Trossard, for the life of me, was in that game for close to, he played 82 minutes. 82 minutes, for crying out loud. What would you expect Martinelli, who always finds joy playing against Man City, to do under 8 or so minutes? Just ask me. We asked for it and we got it. I'm not even mad that we lost. It's just the way the game was lost. Anyway, I have so much to say, but I think I'm just going to take a breather right now, because my head is just doing me in right now. So I'll let you just. I know you have a lot to say. Just go on. Speak your mind.
I heard everything you said, and I want to give you the space to break this down. And I think you shared a few points with our viewers earlier. Walk me through it. When did you know today that it wasn't Arsenal's day? Like, at what point in the game do you think, you know what, this may not be our day?
Actually, when you asked me that question, I look back to that minute 7 or whatever, when Havertz did not put that ball in the back of the net. I turned to my son and I was like, we're probably going to regret not taking that shot. And I kept going back, even though as the match went on, we still held on. It was still 0-0. But I kept going back to not taking that shot. Kind of made City feel like, we had a chance. Can you imagine what would have happened if that ball had gone into the net? City were on the floor today. We kind of just provided batteries for them to come back into not just getting this win, but even for the league. I can't even trust these players being able to hold on to the league at this point. I'm just hoping that we've built up so much momentum and so much credit in the bank, in the league, for it to carry us through. I've never for once been grateful for an international week as I was today. Because, well, the hailing players can get back, get rested. I had William Saliba already pulled out of the French team. So I'm happy. I wish all our players could just pull out. I don't know why Declan Rice should be going to he's going to go to the World Cup anyway. So I think maybe Thomas Tuchel should just tell him to stay home and rest, because today he was off. You could see he was shattered, and it wasn't the normal bumping box to box Declan Rice today. So that's minute 7. Just kind of did something to me immediately. I was like, wow. And then we came back, and Arteta not making those changes also, for me, told me that, you know what, maybe Arteta was trying to hold on for 0-0, or hold on for a draw and take us to penalty. And you have Kepa in goal. Really, I don't know.
Okay, that's very fair. Before this match, you told our viewers yesterday that City were vulnerable. That Arsenal smelled blood. Those were the words. That the timing was right. Looking back now, do you stand by any of that?
Obviously, I had every reason to believe that. One, we smelt blood. I thought with the way the players were playing that they had that, the momentum was on our side. City just came out of a defeat to Real Madrid, home and away, where they only scored 1 goal. The same exact scoreline that Arsenal beat Real Madrid by last year. So I thought with that, Arsenal would look at it like, okay, they went to play against the same team that we beat 5-1 last year and couldn't beat, so they should be like a piece of cake. That aside, I know that it's always about what happens on the day. But today, up until, we lost the trophy, actually, I still felt something was going to change. The tide would change. But I think what we gave City a lot of impetus. You also have to look at the ref. Today, he kind of made someone like Piero, that we know how is aggressive playing. He could have given him grace before he gave him that card. Only one City player today got a card. Do you want to tell me that all the fouls that Bernardo Silva committed today, I know that, people say, well, Arsenal fans, they are emotive or whatever. But you want to tell me Bernardo Silva committed fouls upon fouls upon fouls and he never got a single card today? When you talk about City getting the favors, people go like, oh yeah, you're talking like that as an Arsenal fan. It's true. Did we deserve to win this game today? I would say absolutely not. In a 90-minute game, you don't play for 20 minutes. You play for 96 or even 100 minutes, which was what City did. City actually absorbed all the pressure we gave them in just 20 minutes. Are you trying to tell me that no one can absorb that kind of pressure? If you told me that someone is just going to pressurize you for 20 minutes and then you have the whole of 70 minutes to make adjustments and come out with something, I'm going to stick and do that. And that was exactly what City did today.
Yeah.
The players were nervous. That's City players. They were nervous when the game started. You could see Pep just gesticulating, and when Pep is nervous. But we never ever played into that. We just kept giving them the ball, and it came to bite us. We've been talking about the way we play. It's not fancy, but we've been getting results. But on days like this, when you meet a team like City, who are some way, somehow feeling that, oh, if we don't get this Carabao Cup, we may not be able to get anything this season. We allowed them. They were hungrier than us. They wanted it more. That should not be the case. City was at Wembley last year. They did not win. City was at Wembley 2 years ago. They did not win. Why was it that we did not capitalize on the fact that Alan has not scored? Even today, he still has not scored. He has some kind of, I don't know, over him. He has not scored at Wembley, and he's gone there several times. Gabriel and Saliba did their jobs, holding Allen to not being able to trouble them. But what happened to our midfield? What happened to our attack? It's when I think about when I look at the way the first goal went, Kepa obviously has the biggest fault. How Kepa was able to continue that game, and Arteta had Raya on the bench. Think about Mourinho. You made that kind of mistake, you are coming off. We're talking about winning a trophy. No matter what, when you don't win it, you might say, oh, it's a Mickey Mouse trophy. But when you win it, it is also something in your your trophy closet. We don't have any to put up. And now I hope that the team are not knocked in a negative way with the way we came. If we went in there and we played in such a manner that you go like, you know what, they were just unfortunate, I will take it. It's the disappointing way the game played out.
Okay. I understand. This hurts. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much does this loss at Wembley hurt? Just give me a number from 1 to 10.
If you ask me, if we had just gone in there, played to our best abilities, I'll say, well, yeah, we were in the final. At least the team, the players have been in the final. You understand? I'll take it as, oh yeah, maybe about, and they went out and lost, but they played. I probably would have, I would have said, oh yeah, well, it's the Carabao Cup. But the way we played took it from maybe what I would have seen as maybe 5, 6 to like an 8. And 8 not because of the loss, but because of the manner of the loss. It was like we did not play second half, period.
I know. So that's a very fair point. You kind of gave 2 scores. It could have been 5 or 6, but because the way they played wasn't too great, you are thinking about an 8. So let's take the 8 that you mentioned. Will you call this a CD masterclass or an Arsenal failure? Be very honest. Like, Is it more like City are just great? They understand how to win big games, or Arsenal just didn't show up? Where are you leaning towards right now?
For me, like I said, I go back to the fact that we did not bring our best selves in the second half, especially. City, obviously, where O'Reilly was the one that actually played. I told you at the beginning of this game, you could see the nerves in City. I'd watched an interview just before the game started of Bukayo and Bernardo Silva. And I've seen Bernardo Silva give an interview previously before a game. And I saw him today and I was like, wow, we got them. But we went in there and did not even offer any kind of resistance to their second half push. We know that City have a lot of creative players, from Cherki to Semenyo to Doku. And then you have the Bernardo Silva. And then, of course, you have Allen. We can't compete on that level. But what we've built our foundation on is our defense. And we did not even bring that up. We didn't bring that today. Nobody is asking the attacking players to come in. Kozunov, their defender, had a yellow card, but nobody exploited that. Not Gyökeres, not Havertz today. Not Trossard, who for the life of me, I do not know how Trossard was able to just game himself into playing for 80 almost 82 minutes or whatever. So for me, City played their part, but we had a big part to play of making them feel like the superstars. If Wolves had played that game against City today, Wolves would have taken them to extra time. If even Tottenham, who is fighting relegation right now, had played City, you are in the finals. You have to show up. We didn't show up second half. It's almost like as if we just forgot we just forgot how to play. So for me, I will always give City their props. They had a hand in their win, obviously, because they played. But we allowed City to show their true self, where we did not bring ours. Everybody has their strength. City's strength is in their attack. We're playing against Nathan Ake was in that defense today, and we never exploited it. A midfielder was playing as a right back for City today. In fact, both their wing backs are midfielders, and we did not exploit that. This is a team that a lot of players, even when they're playing their rightful left and right backs, they've exploited their defense. They didn't have Gehi today. They didn't have Diaz today. And we were not able to break down that team. Then we have a lot of, forget about the football now. We really have to talk about our mental strength. That is what I see.
I've been very respectful, very measured. But our viewers watched episode 1. They know what's at stake here. So I'm going to ask you directly. Do you want to tell them about the bet? Or shall I?
Go ahead.
All right, bring it up.
Oh, well, is it the bet of, if Arsenal loses or Arsenal wins?
We had a bet yesterday.
Well, like I said, I go back to the fact that I'm so fortunate that the international week came right after this game. So you said 2 weeks after the game. So I'm just going to go with the 2 weeks. You didn't tell me, when the match. You said 2 weeks after the game, I'm going to walk back to back, where jerseys back to back. So I think the 2 weeks have been let off. So
you all heard it. It was 3 weeks. She owes me. She has to pay up. But we'll let our viewers vote and just leave in the comments. Do you think she should fulfill the bet, or should we let her off the hook? What she's saying is the team didn't show up. I understand it, but a bet is a bet. So I'll let our viewers be the judge. One last question. What happens next for Arsenal? And what does Arteta need to do differently going forward?
For me, the only hope I have at this point is the fact that most of our creative players were not on the pitch today. That's the only thing I can hold on to. I pray that after the international week, Eze comes back okay. Odegaard, who we have missed so much, at least for the way he starts the press, comes back. That the players don't take they don't take this as a big blow to the good work that they've done so far. And then Arteta himself is still a young coach, let's always get that. But of course, when you've been in a position for 6 years, you should pick up things. You should know when to be ruthless and not be emotional. I think for me, this game, thank God, is like the lowest of the trophies that is available to be won. I just hope and trust that Arteta would have seen this, that next time when he has a chance to pick players based on who can win me a game, he doesn't go the emotional route and say, okay, because Kepa has carried us in the FA Cup or in the Carabao Cup, he has to be in goal for the finals. No, we want to win a trophy, so we have to play the best players available to win us that trophy. That's one thing that I will hope, that seeing what he saw today, knowing that his players did not perform, he can find a way to be able to talk them into saying, you know what, we have to be able to go again. That he himself doesn't fall into the trap of, oh, I'm emotional, I made a mistake, and then I can't come back. Because he also has to talk himself out of this dungeon that he puts himself in. So for me, I think that the only way that we can turn this around is to make this like, to make it like a sage mentality. We saw how every other fan was happy that, oh, Arsenal lost. That's the fright that we've put in fans up until today. So now you have to let those players. I'm very happy Arteta actually made the players stay and see how City was celebrating. You have to use that as now a weapon for how to behave, how to act when the opportunity arises again. Because who knows? They may have an opportunity to play in the FA Cup final or even in the Champions League final. Who knows? But if they don't use this opportunity as a learning moment, then we have a long way to go. And then maybe we'll be asking about Arteta's suitability to being Arsenal captain, manager, because he's got the funds, he's got everything, he's got the players, and hopefully, we have to be able to read ourselves of some players in the team. But that will be a discussion for another day. But for today, I hope and think that I hope that they will use this as a learning moment.
That's episode 2 of Disputed on SportsTalk Media HQ. She's hurting. The bet stands if you say so. Either way, that City jersey is coming. And we want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Was this a City masterclass? Or did Arsenal bottle it? Subscribe so you don't miss episode 3. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. What happens next match day? It's going to be interesting. See you then.
Oh, well, for me, I believe that Arsenal will be back. We've done so much. The team has done so much. It's not only about a day, even though, you get what you put in on a particular day. And this was a final that everyone picked Arsenal to win. So I hope that the players don't start second guessing themselves, and we'll be back because we have a great team. We have a great team. Because they lost today doesn't mean that everything that they've done since the beginning of the season should be thrown out. Hopefully they see this as another stumbling block, but they need to rise above. We shall be back. Okay. That's one, it's for sure.
Okay. She still believes. This is Disputed. See you next time.
Subscribe.